Why is constructivist learning theory important to PBL? Learning hacks and tools. I'm Daniel Downs, and you can follow me at Daniel Downs. Group learning theory and communication. Group learning, while integrating technology in a PBL environment, engages students in multiple forms of communication. And according to Vygotsky, who is the king of constructivist research, through conversational language used in a social context, the emerging patterns are negotiated into meaning, and the construct of the zone of proximal development is bridged via deeper learning. So learning occurs through joint problem solving between partners and social interaction, and that's the core elements of constructivism and social learning. Dependence on group communication and exchange of ideas plays a large role in the construct of project-based learning. So just by the way that you've developed groups, you've put groups together, and you're asking them to learn together, their conversational language has a huge impact on the depth of their learning. The reliance on individuals to work in groups, to share ideas, and create with technology will facilitate learning. So when you're putting technology in the hands of students, and you're asking them to communicate and work together in groups, they're going to share ideas, they're going to create, and that language in between them is incredibly important. So group learning theory and communication are two huge parts of constructivism and project-based learning. Collaborative learning and technology skills. PBL curriculum has a strong component of group construct and promotes more enriching learning experiences. Students can focus on the development of their fluency and skills with the collaborative use of technology tools. Curtis and Lawson in 2001 found the following. The collaborative learning process allowed students to construct a scaffold for critical thinking and provides the immediacy of feedback in which peers give and receive help, exchange resources and information, give and receive feedback, challenge and encourage each other, and jointly reflect on progress and process. Student learning in collaborative environments using technology enabled them to share skills and organize group tasks on their way to completing project-based assignments. The language students use and the interactions they encounter in a project-based learning environment using technology can define and differentiate their experiences as learners. Students engrossed in learning with a high level of accountability within their group can promote the creation of projects which can be relevant in a real-world context. So in short, collaborative learning with technology skills really are a great pair. If you're putting students together and they're communicating, just like we talked about before, and they're starting to acquire technology skills, that collaboration will enhance their ability to grasp the technology skills, and they'll also get faster feedback from each other, scale their learning abilities, learn from each other, and learn how to adapt to the different tasks that might be part of the project. Their student language is also a huge part of this. Their interactions, learning how to communicate with each other, differentiate, how this person is learning versus themselves, and how their skills are scaffolding throughout the project. PBL and Student Interdependence. Bell in 2010 found the following. The group dynamic creates an interdependence in which students must each do their part, and as a result, a natural consequence exists for those students who do not demonstrate accountability. Others may no longer want to be paired with students who do not do their fair share. This dynamic becomes an important component to evaluate and discover the inner workings and directions of these groups. The communication students use during this dynamic and the corresponding work trends of is insightful to its effect on their group structure. Group learning is facilitated by the successful completion of the project tasks and the application of technology. So what we find here is with PBL and student interdependence that the group dynamic creates an environment in which students become dependent on each other, but also interdependent, where their skills drive the work of the group, but they also need to find an accountability with each other. And that can kind of create, some friction at times, but also great student growth. So that's definitely something to monitor when working with projects with students who are working within technology constructs in the project, just to monitor how these students are developing their own interdependence and dependence upon each other within the group. But they're also going to have a deep level of communication. And the corresponding work trends and how they work together and what they take out of a project is also going to get more and more rich. And of course, as they continue to work, as they complete tasks, each group is going to develop differently. And also as technology is added, that's also going to level the playing field and also raise the stakes. So there's going to be multiple variables with the technology and also how the level of communication is working between both of them. According to Jonasson, Howland, Moore, and Mara, for constructivist knowledge is socially constructed through structured interaction and collaboration around meaningful tasks. In a group learning environment, intercommunication between participants is critical to students sharing and retaining information. The language used by students in the successful delegation, prioritization, and fluency of technology skills during project-based multi and hypermedia projects is an important indicator of how the students would delegate tasks. So within student interdependence within a project, there will be breakdowns and separations of specific tasks amongst the participants. And sometimes the language used as the students break these tasks up is very important. They're going to learn how to prioritize them, learn how their fluency with the tools assist them in prioritizing the tasks, and also, give them interdependence on how these tasks are delegated. And also there's a social construct here that connects to how their group is working. And they're going to develop their own interdependence and also group meaning around what are the most important elements of the project and the tasks they're trying to use. And just like as technology gets involved with this, those tasks that are related to technology will also be delegated in a unique way that will also drive the successful completion of the project. Thank you for watching. Please follow me on Twitter and follow the YouTube channel here. And thank you for going over this video with me.